Hi everyone, Honest Stewie here. Hopefully everyone's doing okay. And I'm going to do another top 5 movies that I've watched recently. So it's going to be like a part 2 because I really enjoyed the first video. And it gets me talking about some of the movies that are older that I wouldn't just do a review of that one movie. I'd want to do like multiple. So I'll delve into it. I'll start with my number 5. Number 5 would be something that's on Amazon Prime called The Cellar Door, and it's pretty much what it says really. It's a movie about these couple that are going through some. I won't say what happened, but let's no I can do because it's in the thingy anyway. It's in the if you read the I forgot what you call the words on it. It's in that, and it was on the cover of it anyway. Um, it's pretty much about a couple who try to have a baby and they lose that baby along the way. It's not very like developed. It's quite early on. She loses it. It's more of it's a miscarriage, but it's not fully there. It's like early days. They're just starting to decorate, and you don't really know what gender the baby is yet. So it's like that type of thing. It's still sad, but it's that type of thing where. So it shows the moving house. So they want to obviously start fresh. So they start looking at houses and they get a message to go and look at this lovely mansion. And it's owned by Lawrence Fishburne. And it's they go and see him. It's beautiful, it's nice, and they think, wow, this is going to be way out of our price range. But we'll have a look anyway. And it's massive. It's glamorous, and the plot twist to this is he actually says, he likes these two, and he's like, look, I'm going to give you this house for free. And pretty much he doesn't say it, he leaves a note. He just bails on and leaves him with a note. But it's under one condition, and that is that you don't open the cellar door. So you can have this beautiful mansion, but you don't open that cellar door. And it's pretty much like a psychological sort of what's behind the door, but it delves more into what the house brings out in people. So it's really good, to be honest with you. The reason why it's so low on this list is because of an issue I have with the movie. Couple of tropes in the movie, but it makes sense at the end. But there's a tradition, there's like a stereotypical trope in the movie from the husband's side that I thought would have been better if it was just a sort of. I was hoping it was just going to be how the beginning started, just a normal couple trying to get by or going through something, and it was just going to be a case of them going a bit like nuts because they can't open that cellar door. Because if they open the cellar door, this is it. If they open it, they'll lose the house, they'll lose the mansion, and this is a mint mansion. And I'm just thinking, well, you know what? Give me the mansion, I just won't open it, weld it shut. And it's there's stuff like you see another way in, and there's a big massive door in the way. It's a really cool concept, and the movie's actually done really well. It's just got like you're either going to love or hate the ending, but it's more of a because at first I felt a bit robbed. It's not spoiling the movie, but I felt a little bit robbed at the end. But then the more I think of it, the more I really like the ending of this movie because it's more of it's their own doings that comes out, and they're blaming the house. It's not. I mean, yeah, I think it's something to do with the house, but it's also their actions that had consequences, and it shows like just how far these two characters, especially the one of these characters, I won't say, is willing to go just have this perfect life, this perfect family life, and it actually is quite really well done, and it ties quite nice at the end. The ending's actually quite good if you think about it. The more you think about it, the better it is. It's one of them things. So yeah, I would rate that movie. Like I say, it's low on this list just because of it's a bit slow, and it starts off a little bit stereotypical. I'll say the stereotypical bit of it. The husband's a cheat. It doesn't hide it. It states it straight away, and I just didn't. Every movie seems to have to make these type of movies, the husband has to be a cheat and has to be, doing. I just would have liked something a bit different to that. But obviously, as the movie unfolds, you realise it's not too bad. it kind of works quite well. So that's my number 5 spot. It's called Celador. It's on, oh, is it just Celador? It's on Amazon Prime, free to watch. And now I'm going to go into my number 4 spot, which is an old movie I've been wanting to watch for a few years, and it's called Evil Eye, and that's an Amazon Prime one. It's made by Blumhouse, and it's pretty much about a mother's going through a traumatic experience. She wants her daughter to get married, and and the daughter bumps into someone, and it's like the perfect match. It's going great, and the mother's thinking this traumatic experience she went through, pretty much like abusive relationship. She thinks that the guy her daughter is dating is her ex reincarnated, because he dies at the beginning. She thinks he's reincarnated. Yeah, there we go. And it's pretty much he said, she said, oh, in this movie, because he said, she said scenario. What's interesting about this movie is how it's done. Her mum's in India, and she's in the US. Her daughter's in the US, so her mum's pretty much FaceTiming her. So it's one of them where it'll cut the screen down the middle. It's quite cool, the way they're talking to each other, the way you sort of think, oh, you're going to be disconnected. You're not going to feel like you care about the mother-daughter relationship. No, it delves really well. To be honest, it's predictable. The movie's predictable. Well, I say it's predictable. It had me double guessing a few things. And it had me thinking, ooh, that's, here. But then obviously when it's, the first act is the build-up, obviously meeting the guy. The second act has me double guessing a bit. The third act lets you know exactly what it is, which people are either going to like or not like. Personally, I enjoyed it. The main thing I've got to say about the movie is the acting is really good, especially from our main protagonist and her mum. They're really good, and the mum's the one, have you seen the Fallout show? It's her mum's the woman in Fallout, not the main one. She's the woman leading the resistance. It's her to mum. And the woman in the young girl in it is out of a movie on Apple TV called Spirited. She's in that, and she's a phenomenal actress. Like the chemistry between them two and the dad's class. The dad's literally like the middle. So pretty much her mum's having like a back and forward with her daughter. Oh, he reminds me of whoever she dated last. You need to break up with him, blah, blah, blah. And the daughter's like, no, you pushed me for marriage. You want me to marry the perfect guy. He's great. This, that. And the dad's like, are you having an episode again? Because obviously there's like traumatic background. And it's a lot of that. It's really good. Definitely check it out. It is slow a little bit. I'm not going to lie. It's a bit slow. And it can be predictable. But again, it threw me off a little bit. And then, like I say, when it got in the third act, it was clear what it was. I do agree with one complaint I read, which wasn't really a complaint, but a bit of a nitpick. And the third act should have been a bit longer. Should have been a bit more of, once you realise like what's happening in the movie, it should have been a bit more of that side of it. It kind of ends quite quickly, but I did enjoy it. I did enjoy that movie. So that's my number 4 spot. So coming in at number 3. Now, this is a tricky one. It was tied between 3 and 2, but I'm going to do this movie as number 3 because I really enjoyed it. And, I watched it before and I couldn't get into it, but watching it again now, I actually really enjoyed it. And it's called Wretched. And it's basically adult Goosebumps. It's another one. It's about a witch, but it's done Evil Dead style. So the witch is more creepy crawly, clicky type thing instead of like the traditional cackling witch and with potions and stuff like that. This is like a folklore witch, so to speak. It's like a tree. She lives like underground with a tree there and stuff. It's that type of witch, and I actually watched it again. I didn't probably watch it last time. I got bored and I switched it off. But this time I watched it again and I with the missus. And I don't know why I turned it off last time. It was amazing. It was really good. From the chemistry, I think that was what it was. The chemistry through the two main characters. The lad meets like goes to a job, like works for his dad pretty much. I'll get into the basics and that stuff. He works for his dad. And he comes across this girl working there, and the chemistry between them two are really good. And the not his dad, his mum. I'm confusing this with the Monster Summer because it wasn't the dad. It was the mum in this because no no no. I'm getting backwards here. Ignore that. It was his dad. Yes, Monster Summer was the mum. God, because the Monster Summer's about a witch as well. Um, that's it. I'll get my words out properly here. It's pretty much about the bond between the lad and his dad. It's pretty much them getting through like a divorce, and I felt the chemistry between him and his dad was done really well, and the chemistry between the two main characters done well. The only little downside of a complaint I've got with the movie is his dad's girlfriend in the movie, love interest, doesn't get much to do or much character development except be again stereotypical, oh, she's just some girl you're sleeping with, and he says something quite mean to her, quite crappy to her, and never properly just apologises to her, and I felt that was a bit out of character, just for that movie. But apart from that, the whole like from the deaths to the acting to the story, movie was great to be honest with you, and I do recommend it. And like I say, they are making a second one of it, so I check it out now. I didn't know they were going to make a second one, but yeah, there is. I'm not going to spoil that. I'm not going to say anything, but yeah, there is going to be a second one, which is good. I'm hyped for that. I'll be watching that. It's so basically like going into it, it's an adult Goosebumps. To be honest with you, it's like a 15 Goosebumps. Imagine Goosebumps, but a bit like they're not afraid to kill children in this. So I will give you a warning. Unlike Monster Summer, Monster Summer hints to it but doesn't show it. This actually straight up shows a chowing down on a kid at the beginning, which is a little bit like it can be. It's goofy, so it's not like disturbing, so to speak. It's a bit like it. It's like that. It's like it's goofy. It's not disturbing. It's just a bit like, oh, it's gone straight into it. But apart from that, the movie's great, and I'd say check it out. Again, little hint, little theme going on here, but it's Amazon Prime. It's on there for free. They've got loads of movies for free, and it's great. And I would check that out. And so that's number 3. And my number 2 spot, which was the one I was going to debate and putting it free or not, but I actually really enjoyed it, is Megan. I finally watched Megan because I saw the trailer for Megan 2, and I had to watch it, and I thought it was going to be dead goofy. Megan, I wasn't expecting what I got. It was actually quite a cute movie. Don't get me wrong, it had its goofy scenes and it was funny as. It's more of a comedy to me, and like a drama comedy, so to speak. Surprisingly, it didn't really have horror elements till you could argue the end, maybe, but not really. It was more of a coming to terms because the daughter in the movie, the young girl, it's not a spoiler, happens straight away, so I'll tell you just a quick synopsis. Can't say the word. Just a quick breakdown of the movie. I'll say I can't say the word. Dyslexia for you. It's where her parents get in a car crash, pretty much, and she loses both parents. So she goes with the sister, so her aunt. And it's pretty much aunt doesn't want kids, and pretty much is not ready for any responsibility at all, and can't cope with her. So it creates Megan, because she works for this corporate who needs something new, who do like AI robots. 1 second there. As I was saying before I had a phlegm attack, creates like AI robots and just need the next big thing to come out that people will buy, really. So she, like I say, can't cope with being a parent, so creates Megan to be the perfect parent, really. to give her all the information she needs to be sort of like a sister. Came across more of a sister, protective sister, overly protective sister near the end. And it actually, you know what? At first, you kind of you don't feel like Megan's a villain. There's like an incident at the beginning, and I'll just say there's a dog next door, and this is the only movie where I'm not mad the animal actually bites the dust, because this dog is basically a mutt. In other words, it bit the kid, it attacked Megan, it bit the kid, and the owner's crap. She's a terrible owner. She has it coming too. And Megan actually deals with the dog because it hurt. Katie, that's her name, hurt Katie. So Megan deals with the dog, and I didn't feel bad. Like, usually I hate animal deaths, and the dog is cute. Like, obviously I bet the dog behind the scenes is adorable, absolutely adorable. But because, even if it was just there so you don't, but I didn't feel bad for once. Usually I hate animals dying. Hate it in movies. Think they should stay well clear of it. But this was like, yeah, the dog had it coming, and the owner had it coming as well. But yeah, it's good, to be honest with you. It's goofy. It gets really goofy in the third act. Dead goofy in the third act. That's where it goes straight on, sort of. You could argue it kind of takes a turn, you could argue. Because at first you're buying that Megan's just protecting her. Near the end, gets a bit sort of still like she wants to protect her, but a bit horror elementy, so to speak. Crazy eye. But to start with, it was great, and it shows the bond between this like I said, the sister coming to terms of she's going to have to be a parent to this girl who's just lost everything, and it's basically having this young actress, amazing acting in the movie, by the way, is pretty much how she's going to cope in life with that, and sort of how she needs to talk and sort of vent about it with it. And it's really cute, to be honest. It's quite a cute movie, and I didn't think, I'm glad they did, because I like the goofiness of it, make like Megan bad, but they could have got away with just making a good as well. They could have just had an AI movie, which would have been cool. But again, that's my number 2 spot. Now, coming in at number 1 was one that I watched last night, and this is a surprising number 1 spot on this list, but it's really good, and if you haven't heard of it, I highly rate checking this out. It's a movie called Self-Resilience. Now, it's a Paramount Plus movie, and it stars the guy out of New Girl. You know who he is, the one with the long hair out in New Girl. He's been in loads of stuff. He's in it. What's her name? Is it Anne Hathaway? Or Hathaway? She's in it too. She's not in it. Well, she is and isn't in it much. And it's basically, I'll do the synopsis of it. It's basically a guy gets offered $1 million to survive 30 days with assassins of the dark web hunting him. So obviously we think it's going to be full of action. It's an 18 plus. It's going to go a bit like Jackpot. No, because of one rule that I added in place. They can't attack you if you have someone with you, but they have to be next to you. So you'll get $1 million, and they don't know where he is. They don't know his location, and he's like doing like a mundane job, and he's like, yes, I will 100% take that, because all I need to do is stay like with his mum or with his family, and he'll be safe. And I thought there's going to be a bit more to it than that, and nicely, not a spoiler, it's pretty much that. But this isn't spoiling it, because it's not dumb. There's a few bits where you're like, ooh, but it's not. Don't go in thinking it's gonna be a survival, like gory-ish assassin movie. It's not. The 18 rating is just because of the language. That's the only reason it's an 18. There's no blood and gore in it. This is what I'm saying. I'm surprised it's number 1. Because it ended, and I looked at it, I watched it with the missus, and I looked at it, I felt robbed. But then when I looked at it, like when I really thought about it and actually like got the message behind the movie, so to speak, I was like, actually, I really enjoyed it. Like, to be honest, I still enjoyed it leading up. It was just, it ended, and I was like, I felt a bit weird here. I wasn't expecting that. But then when you go, like, when you think back over the movie, it's actually got a really nice message behind it. It's more of a message. It's more of a take on mental health as well. And I will tell you constantly question from the get go. So it's not a spoiler. If it's actually happening, or if it's all in his head, or not. That's the type of movie you're going in for. Just if you want to watch it, check out. It is worth it. And there's someone in it who I was very happy was in it. Andy Samberg's in it. And you know who he plays? Andy Samberg. He's only in it a little bit, but he's in it enough. He's in it enough to make it good. And yeah, it's done really well. The only thing I have to say, a little complaint, is he meets a character throughout the movie. He meets multiple characters. And he meets a character in the Bond throughout the movie. And he opens up to this character, and Z characters, the pretty much bond really well. And then there's a reveal near the end that Z character does something, wasn't, fully honest with his character, our main protagonist, and then she's forgot about. Never spoken again. It's like she doesn't exist. That's my only gripe with the movie. You'll know when you watch it. I'm not going to say what, because it might spoil it, but it's one of them things where the ending's really good. I really enjoyed the ending. I like the hints to it could have just all been in his head easily. Personally, I don't think it was. And I've heard rumours that in an interview he said it wasn't in his head, it legit happened in the movie. It's just different. But the ending is actually quite cute. Another one that's got a cute ending. And I've got to say, the movie itself actually had a nice story to it. I thought it was going to be like a daft Jackpot. Well, Jackpot's mint, by the way. If you haven't seen Jackpot, I highly recommend that. John Cena in that. But I thought it was going to be like that, which I wouldn't have been mad of. But no, it's actually got a really nice story. Like I said, the only reason it's an 18, and I'm surprised, but it must be because there was a lot of F-bombs in it. There was a lot of swearing, and that must have been it. Because there's no nudity, there's no violence, really. So I think it could have been a 15, really. I think it's just because it came out in America and a bit stricter with the language in movies there. Nudity, not some... Oh, no, it's opposite, innit? Nudity is ours, UK. I know language is America's now. Yeah, because nudity they're not that strict on. If I remember rightly, I can't remember. It's probably swapped where they're both just as strict. But anyway, I'm going off topic. If you haven't seen that movie, check it out. That's number one. So again, these are some great movies that I've watched. And I'm going to watch next Companion. I've heard a lot about it. I'm going to watch that next. So yeah, if you've enjoyed this video, feel free to leave a like, subscribe. And yeah, I'll do another video shortly. I'll see you soon. Well, see you soon. Speak to you soon, more like. Ciao for now. Bye-bye.